You know Player and Palmer and Hogan and Nicklaus, but do you recall the most famous golf deer of all? Yeah, it's you, Tiger, the red-nosed reindeer. Come on, boys, we got to deliver the show to the Golf Kingdom. Let's get it there. Come on, yeah, it's Strano Claus. We have got to get there to deliver the show to the Golf Kingdom. A full speed ahead, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Strano Claus, I've got you on radar. You're clear for approach. Head on into Golf Kingdom Studio 1.
We got you, Max Q. We're bringing the show in. Have the studio ready, because here we come. I have you on radar also, Strano Claus. Fire 1, 2, 3, 4. Tomorrow's headline, Strano Claus doesn't make it to studio.
Strano Claus, there appears to be an incoming threat.
Come on, guys, full speed ahead. Nothing's gonna stop us from delivering the show. Whoa, holy smokes, yikes. Wow, come on, guys, full speed ahead. Don't let Rod stop us. Go, 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 come on, Tiger, go. Let's get the show in. Let's go, come on. And we made it, and we made it, and we made it into the studio. Yes, Strano Claus, I am here, and it's gonna be a great episode of the Golf Kingdom. Yeah, we got Rod out of here, we got through all those missiles. Let's bring in our blueprint from the show. We're gonna start off with the Build It segment. This show is all about using Christmas decorations to help your game, and we're gonna do it right away in the Build It segment. We're gonna become the Strano Christmas tree. Pop culture, it's Elf on a Shelf. Yeah, how can the elf help your game? And then it's Strano Claus, and strategy is always a special Christmas time to rise. Are you ready? Because it's time to build with Strano Claus in the Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to the #1 golf variety show in the world, the Golf Kingdom. Are you ready to build your game? Here's your host, Rob Strano.
Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to build your golf game. Yeah, it's the Build It segment. I'm here to help you build a better swing, and I'm your Strano Christmas tree, probably the most beautiful tree you'll see all holiday season. Let's talk about how to build a better game using some ornaments here that I've got on me in the Build It segment. So once again, we're gonna kind of use things that are holiday decorations as reference points to help you see how things should move and how they shouldn't move. Let's talk about how they shouldn't move first. So, got right here in the middle, ornament in the middle, one on each hip. When I swing, I don't want this ornament to tip towards the target and this ornament to pop out like that. So, an incorrect move if I'm swinging this way is this ornament goes forward that way and that ornament goes backwards. So, this would be what we call tilting in the swing if I'm making this move right here. I don't want to tilt and tip my star over like that. We want to keep this thing under control. Now, a proper movement in the backswing would be simply, I'm going to take this ornament and line it up over this hip ornament here. So if I swing, I'm going to take this ornament and put it over that one. So as I go back, you can see these ornaments line up right now, right over each other. A drill you can do is bring in an alignment stick right here, put your trail foot right on the stick like that, take a golf club, put it across your shoulders, and turn back and make these two line up right over the top of each other. So if these line up, you can see now the balls line up over each other. So a simple drill here to help you get things lined up correctly in the backswing and get rid of this tilting action where I'm going to tilt and lose the star off the top of the tree and these don't line up. You can see the crooked angle of these two Christmas balls right here. So once again, a great way to reference how we move in the backswing as we get over here. Putting a club across your shoulders helps you get that move correct. Now, let's talk downswing movement. I'm going to kick the stick over to this side so you can kind of see downswing movement. So I go to the top of my backswing, and if I do it correctly, I get the balls to line up. Now, in the downswing, a big mistake players make is they leave this one here and they slide the hips too far forward, and you end up like this. Now we're way out of alignment with this ball, and we're hanging back, and that leads to the flipping action and the chicken winging action coming through. We want to try to get the balls moving forward. In golf terms, we call it surfing, where I get to the top of my backswing, and I'm going to try to surf this ball over towards that one and get forward on it. Same thing here. I'm trying to get the shoulders to get over this stick in the follow through and get these balls to stack over each other. I don't want this reverse C look, and if I keep this foot planted as I go through, you'll see I can't get the balls to line up. The balls line up this way. So same thing, back we line them up, coming through we try to get this one over this one and get them lined up. If you can do this, you won't dump your star off your Christmas tree by doing things wrong, and you'll find you'll move correctly to the trail side and then forward. Everything will come forward to the lead side to get things lined up on the follow through. A great build it segment being the human Christmas tree to help your game. Well, it's toys or golf, and what is Christmas without toys? Heck, I still love getting toys. Give me a toy, I'm just going to be the happiest golfer on the planet. So we're going to look at how can toys help our club and understanding how the club moves. And we've got a gift under the tree. Strano Claus must have left us a little something here. Look, it says, look, Merry Christmas, Strano Claus. So let's see what's in here that we can use as a toy to help us. Oh, wow. So interesting. We've got a couple of these little bendy figures in here, and you can find them at stores, but it's a couple little bendy figures. Look, this guy's really happy, and that guy's really cool. So bendy figures. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put the one bendy figure down at the club head. He's going to go down here, and he's going to grab on right around the club head, right there. So he's going to stay down there, and he's going to monitor what the club head's doing down there. I'm going to put this bendy guy around the shaft up here, and he's in charge of showing me what's going on up here near my hands. So one's hands and one's kind of club head right there. So as you look at them, you'll see that these guys are hanging onto the club. I want to keep them both looking up. I don't want them to all of a sudden look behind me that way. They're looking over there now. That would be a bad position for the club. And I definitely don't want them looking over there. That would be a bad position for the club. I can kind of feel how my hands are affecting how these guys are looking. So as I go back, I want them to kind of keep looking up right there at the club. So that keeps the club right in front of my hands here. It doesn't get too far this way and turn down, and the dead spot is the spun behind me piece. Now, that's the start back. We get these guys just kind of riding calmly along the club here, just like this. Now, this kind of zone back here is kind of a dead area where no one knows what do I do once my hands reach waist high here and the club's parallel to the ground. So as I go back right here, they've ridden along looking up. Now I'm trying to throw them up in the air. I'm trying to throw him up in the air. This guy's kind of funny. He's looking at me upside down. It looks like this from down the line. So they're riding along the club, and all of a sudden I'm going to take that guy and throw him up over my head right there. That gets the club working up right there. Open. He's not coming along for the ride anymore. He doesn't like that. So that's a good thing, is if I get him thrown up over my head, he wants to come loose. I want to feel like I'm not throwing him behind me there. It's when the club gets behind us, that's a bad spot for him to ride along. So these little bendy guys, these are fun little things you get at the toy store. Take them. They bend around your club. You can practice this at home. Like if it's a snowy day or you can't get to work, we talk about all that extra practice you can do when you can't get to the golf course or you can't hit a bucket of balls. Strap these guys on here and understand as they go back, they ride along calm. And then this guy, you want to take him and throw him up in the air over your head that way and not throw him behind your body. Do this and you'll find you'll learn about how this club gets controlled, because you don't want to lose control of it when you swing, but I see a lot of that. And this will help you understand and see where everything's moving. It's our pop culture segment. Yeah, it's Elf on a Shelf. Those little creepy elves that are always running around doing crazy stuff at night during the Christmas season. We're going to talk about the shelf part of the Elf on the Shelf. And that's where I can help your game. If you have a head that kind of goes up and down when you swing, too much wrong head movement, I talk about putting your chin on the shelf. And let me show you what that means. Come to the big view here. So I just have a 2x4. It's a pretend little shelf. So at setup, if you imagine I have a shelf that I can make float in the air and go anywhere, and I'll bring that shelf right under your chin, so that when you swing, your chin is on the shelf. So it's not the elf on the shelf, it's the chin on the shelf. And you're going to swing and keep your chin on the shelf. So if it's a floating shelf and it's stuck right under your chin, you can't drop your head down because you're pushing on the shelf. So it's the simple thought of being here, chin on the shelf, and I swing and keep my chin up. I don't have all this swinging where I'm dropping my head down and my head's going back here and I'm all over the place. The elf on the shelf thought, that's a really good one. So grabbing a club, my move with the club now is I set up, my chin is pretend like it's on a shelf right here, and when I swing, I'm imagining that 2x4 I had there, the shelf is right under my chin. So it keeps me tall when I swing. I don't have this driving down move, which I see quite a bit in players that struggle with contact. So we don't want to go down because the ball's not moving. So chin on the shelf, elf on the shelf. That'll really help your game and get your head under control. Now, stay tuned. We got more stuff coming up here in the Golf Kingdom, including a visit from Strano Claus to help your game, and we'll be back faster than one swing and one putt. Welcome back to the Christmas edition of the Golf Kingdom, where we use things that you find around your house on Christmas to help your game, and it's our putting service announcement. Yeah, our PSA to help your putting, and we've got two great things to help you maybe get more accurate with your putting, especially if you're snowed in on a beautiful Christmas morning and you want to work on your putting after you open your gifts. Here's what we've got. We're going to start off with the candy cane drill. I'm going to teach you how to use two candy canes to help your putting, and then we'll throw maybe something a little fun in from a great Christmas movie to help your game. So I got my pile of golf balls here, and we're going to go to the low view, and what I want you to see is I have a couple of candy canes here on the ground. So I've got two candy canes right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your candy canes down, and you're going to make a hole out of them, but start off wide. Don't start off narrow by pointing them tight together. We're going to get there, but first start off, widen them out. Give yourself a nice little target. Maybe you haven't been able to play golf in a while, but widen the candy canes out. Get back here, I'm about 6 feet away, and just start off trying to putt it between the open ends of your candy canes. And see, there you go. I'm right between the candy canes and hooked it right in the one. Now, when you can hit that opening every time, we're going to take it and just bump that opening in a little bit more. So now it's almost the width of a hole, but still a little bit wider than a golf hole. And once again, I'm going to hit a putt and try to hit it right between the candy canes. Boom, I got it right between the candy canes again. Now we can make it really challenging. Now I'm going to narrow it down so that both ends of the candy canes are pointed straight ahead. Now they're pointed right ahead. They're not widened and open. They're really tight. And this will really make a golf hole look big. So now I'm going to get set up. I'm going to try to hit it right between both open ends of the candy canes. And oh, I hit the tip of the end. I didn't get it between there. But that really looks tiny. So when you get out in the golf course, it'll really look wide. Now, if you have a leg lamp at home, we've got a leg lamp here. Yeah, look at that. So a leg lamp. If you have a leg lamp at home, that base of that leg lamp is about the size of a cup. So if you don't have candy canes but have a leg lamp, look at that. You just putt right at the end of the leg lamp. And if you can hit the leg lamp, you know what? You can hit the hole. So leg lamp, candy canes, whatever you've got at home. Come back up to the big screen. Whatever you've got at home, this will help your putting. This has been your putting service announcement using candy canes and a fun little movie prop, the leg lamp from A Christmas Story. So, little boy, what would you like from Strano Claus for Christmas?
I want a Tesla Cybertruck with bulletproof windows and armored plating and a CD player.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Strano Claus can deliver a lot of things, but not the whatever. We're delivering golf tips, and Strano Claus is here to help you with your golf game. And I've got a great drill, once again, using your Santa hat. So if you have a Santa hat at home or anything where you've got a little ball on the end of this, Strano Claus is here to help you. So let's talk about keeping still when you swing, because I see a lot of odd movements in the golf swing. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to stay still. We don't want lots of, I call, wandering around when we swing. We want to stay still. So let's go to the wide view here. So wide view, I got the Strano Claus hat on. If I bring the ball of the hat around in front of me, just like this, so, sorry, I got a mouthful of white fuzz. We'll keep going though, because I am a trained professional. So the ball in front of me. So if I do this right here, I can see this hanging down right in front of me. So when I swing, I can see how much it moves. So once again, in golf, we're looking for reference points, ways to see things when we swing that we can't necessarily feel. So the ball hanging down here off the hat helps me see how much my head may be moving from side to side. Now, we know that the head should move just a little bit this way and then a little bit more on the forward swing. So when we go back, as I'm watching this and getting set up, I'm going to let this just drift a little to the trail side of my swing right there. And I can see it go that way. Now, if I tip the wrong way, I'll see this thing go that way. So if I tip, if you're a tilter of the swing, and I do that, I can see how this went that way. And I'm in this tilt, which is not the correct way to swing a club. I want to move like I'm throwing a ball. If I'm throwing a ball, I'm going this way and this way. Same thing here. I wouldn't throw a ball by going this way and that way. I want to make sure that this moves a little bit to here and then through. So it looks like this, here and then through over that way. So once again, a wrong way would be if I tip it this way and I tip it that way when I swing. So get your Santa hat out. Go get a Santa hat. I bet you can find them on closeout. Get one. Let the ball hang down and let it teach you how to properly shift your weight and not tilt and go the wrong way when you swing the golf club. Well, Santa's got his bag and I've got my bag, and I've also got a club. We're going to get after your chipping, your short game. Yes, something really important, because you know when you play golf, you don't hit every green in regulation, and you've got to be able to score. And chipping is something that helps you keep a round of golf going, where if you miss a green, you get it up and down, save par, or maybe you save a bogey instead of making a bigger number. But we have to be able to chip it and understand how to do it correctly, and we're going to use a little bitty stocking. Yes, a little one, courtesy of Strano Claus. But first, let me explain the error in short game. The error in short game is players don't ever turn their chests kind of casually through. Your chest doesn't move, so your buttons, you don't move them, and when you chip without moving your buttons, you just kind of flip your hands and arms around like this. That's not how we chip a golf ball, is by flipping and wiggling our hands, or just wiggling our hands and arms going back. The chest has to move in unison with the hands and arms in order to clip the ball off the ground correctly. And once again, we're using these holiday decorations and things to give us a reference point. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to stick this and stuff it in around the button of my shirt here, so I've got a reference point as to what is this part of my body doing. So if I chip a ball, this is facing the ball, and when I finish, it's going to be facing where the ball goes. So you'll watch that turn as I go through. Right there, I turn through, and I'm facing where the ball goes. That's there. So doing it at the camera, it's facing the ball, I turn, and it's facing the camera. You want to get this facing you at home. So when I chip, it's not just this action, it's this action of the upper body. Watch it again from this angle. I set up right here. This, you're going to see this come through this way as I hit it. Right there, boom, nice and through, and it's facing that way. So take a little stocking, put it on your shirt here. Get this facing the target after you hit it, and you'll clip the ball off the ground and hit a lot better chip shots. Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day.
Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's Pro Pointer.
Alexa, stop. If you want more pro pointers from me via your Amazon-enabled skill at the Golf Kingdom, be sure to go there and enable it. Every day I give you a new tip, free, with your Amazon-enabled device. So enable the Golf Kingdom and you'll get a tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day.
When you use Dosh, you'll earn cash back when you shop, dine, or travel. Join PGA Tour winner and Dosh user Andrew Landry by simply downloading the app and earning cash by shopping the way you normally do. It all adds up. Sign up with the code CASHBACK to get started adding up cash now.
Okay, a Christmas version of strategy. Yes, I've got a big strategy gift for you to help your game. Because remember, without a plan, there is no attack. Without attack, there is no victory. We're going to look at two specific golf holes using our E6 simulator software and tell you what would you do if you got out of position and your little evil elf twin, yeah, the elf on the shelf, the little evil guy, told you to do something you shouldn't do. Let's look at our first hole here. This is the 16th hole at Harbor Town. We're full screen looking at this. As you come down the fairway here, you can see it's going to swoop left. Stop right there. So let's just say you've hit your tee shot. Come back to me. You've hit your tee shot and you've missed it over in the right rough here. The question is, what would that leave you with into the green? What kind of shot would that look like from the right rough as this hole swings this way and you look back out at it? So now let's go back full screen. Watch, we're going to swoop to the left here, and you're going to see there's a big long bunker in the way, and then the green, freeze it right there. So we freeze it right here. What we see is we had that big long bunker and then the green. So the question is, if you're in the rough, should you take a shot at the green from there? Or would the smart thing to do would be play to this big spot of fairway over here where you have a nice little chip and pitch into the green. So as you looked at the hole, you would have had to come over that giant bunker, but you know what? You could have played a little short shot out here and had an easy pitch onto the green, and made a simple par or maybe a simple bogey, because getting in that big long waist bunker, that's no man's land. It's hard to play a shot from there. Okay, let's look at our last hole here. We're going to go to the 18th at Cog Hill. So long par 4, straight away off the tee, and you can see a bunch of bunkers. Freeze it right here. So let's just say, once again, you hit your tee shot off to the right here behind these trees in the bunker, and the green's over here. This is a big giant lake. You've got to be careful. You got to make the right strategy decision, because your thought is, I got to get it on the green, so I'm going to try to slice it around these trees and aim over the lake and knock it on the green. No, that's not what you're going to do. You're going to take this shot and you're going to pop it right down here short of the green over these bunkers and leave yourself a simple little look into the green. Ready? Watch how this will look. Hit the video. We're going to run forward. You can see you're going to pop it right here in the middle of the fairway and leave yourself a simple little chip onto the green. Freeze it right there. So that little move out in the middle of the fairway leaves you an open look into the green, and your strategy makes sense, and you make more pars and less doubles and triples and quads. Just hear those sleigh bells ringling, jing, jing, jingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for some Golf Kingdom short game tips, and we're going to talk about how do bells help you chip the ball better. That's a big key, because once again, you got to be able to get the ball up and down to score. So using a simple bell, we can help control the low point of the shot and not move it around. So come to the wide view here, and what I've got is I've got a bell that's on a little necklace here. You see these all the time when you come around after Christmas, these little bells. You see people wearing them all the time, but you can use it to help your short game. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hang this around my neck. It's going to hang down in front of me when I chip. So chipping is a very, very precise thing. The low point of the club has to intersect with the ball at the right moment. If I'm moving around, I'm changing this low point where I'll clip the ball off the turf and I'll hit it fat. If I move it forward, I'll hit it thin. But I don't want this low point moving around. I don't want this bell wiggling around. So if I do it correctly, you'll see me stand here, and you won't see the bell move back and through. Now, if I move wrong, you can see the bell moving back and through. So this little bell helps me not change my low point. It's a reference right down here. So when I set up, I put the bell right opposite the ball. Right there, you can see it's dead opposite the ball. I've got a little weight or pressure on my lead foot. I'm going to try to keep the bell right there opposite that ball and clip the ball perfectly off the turf just like that. That's super good. A wrong way to do it would be to get the bell right here lined up opposite the ball. I'm lined up opposite the ball, then I go back and I move the bell there, and then I'll hit the ground coming through. I hit the ball 3 times there. So we don't want to move it back there, and we definitely don't want to come through and move it forward, because then I hit the top of the ball. So keep this little jingly bell still. It'll help you clip the ball off the turf, and you know what? You might start chipping in a little bit in the new year. Let's talk time to rise, especially a Christmas time to rise. We're going to talk about light, because at Christmas there's all kinds of lights. There's Christmas lights, there are lights on the tree, you spend a lot of time putting lights outside and decorating your yard. You got faces that light up when you give someone a gift, which is a great thing. I enjoy getting gifts, but I also enjoy giving a gift and watching someone's face light up. You got the star light up on the tree. There's lights everywhere at Christmas. And that's an important thing as we think about this season, and we get caught running around, buying this gift, getting that gift, going to this party, going to that party, doing all these arrangements, people coming in town, where really maybe I'm leaving town going somewhere. So we get running around, we forget about the important thing is the light of Christmas, or the light of the world, as we say. So the light of the world that came in to this time of the year. It's the reason we celebrate Christmas. It's the reason that it's called Christmas, because Christ is the light of the world. So a thing that's important as we celebrate this time and we think about light, give yourself a chance to sit down, relax, maybe get a Christmas cookie, which definitely makes my face light up. Get a cup of hot chocolate, sit down and think about, meditate on the Christ child, meditate on the birth of Jesus. Bethlehem, go research Bethlehem. I've been there. It's a very interesting place to research and know the history of that area, and actually how close it really is to Jerusalem. It's right there next to it. But take some time, slow down. Let's absorb some light, absorb the power of the light of the world at this time, and maybe slow down and just relax and catch our breath amidst all the crazy times that is Christmas this year for you. Well, we had a great time bringing you the holiday show in the Golf Kingdom, where we used decorations and things you're going to find as you pack up your holiday stuff to maybe help you with your game. Let's review our Stranos from the show. So right off the bat, it was the Build It segment where I was the Strano Christmas tree, and we showed you how to line up your pieces to swing right. Then we talked about the Elf on the Shelf in the Pop Culture segment, and we used the Elf on the Shelf, putting your chin on the shelf to keep your head from going up and down when you swing. Then Strano Claus came, and Strano Claus helped you use the Santa hat to keep your head under control so that you didn't move it too much side to side. And we had some great chipping segments where we taught you correct low point. Now, as always, join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Parlor. We're everywhere out there with all kinds of fun little tidbits about the Golf Kingdom. If you have an Alexa device, or maybe you got one for Christmas, download the Golf Kingdom channel. You'll get a free tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day there to help your game. And you know what? If you're an Apple user, go to the Apple Store, download the Golf Kingdom Show app, and you'll have all our shows, all our clips, behind the scenes stuff, and extra tips from me every day to help your game. So the brand new, the Golf Kingdom app, go download that, and it's the best app in golf to help your game. Thanks again for joining me here in the Christmas edition of the Golf Kingdom. What happened after we shot the Christmas show in the Golf Kingdom has become a controversy.